So, welcome back to the Height Lock, first of all. If y'all remember, yesterday didn't go very well. We've got a plan for today, and the plan is to not be stupid. So we are going to progress, hopefully take care of at least the fire trial, and if we're making decently fast progress, then we can go ahead and take care of the water trial, or the grass trial as well. And you know what? I'm gonna go and hit up the Pokemon Center up here, because it looks like my team wasn't fully healed the last time we left off. As I understand, these guys will get scared now that I have the Waternian Z restored. Mystic Water, nice. Okay, this is Route 6, so there's only one thing I gotta check. Hypothetically, there's a gift Eevee here, but apparently I don't know how to get it, so real quick, gift Pokemon Sun and Moon. Okay, maybe I just have to talk to the lady behind the counter. I didn't bother doing that. Oh, so this place isn't a Pokemon daycare. They don't level up in here. We'll just take a moment here. If we can get this egg to, you know what, I'm gonna simplify this process. One moment. Sure, we're properly saved. And now... that should take care of that, and now we just load the game back up. And now in our party, we have an Eevee that we're never going to use. Actually, let's take a look at our possible parties one more time. Okay, yeah, I remember where we were, so... Just a quick refresher, our best Pokemon right now are Wishy-Washy. They're Swim and Hiking. Swim shorts and hiking shorts. Board shorts is pretty good. That said, for the most part, she's pretty outclassed by swim shorts in both bulk and offenses. But she doesn't have the crippling weakness that happens when you fall She doesn't have a crippling weakness to falling under 25% health. And when we eventually get the Violet, we'll be able to make use of that. And she has a pretty good support move pool with moves like Encore and Baby Doll Eyes. So we have definite uses for her. She's more offensively oriented. Or defensively oriented. And we have Cutoff, who like board shorts, can't evolve any farther without violating our rule set, but is still very usable at this stage of the game, where he's meant to be unevolved. And finally, we have Boxer, who the main reason he sticks around is that he's packing a very powerful fighting Z move, and Cottony, who is packing a lot of useful support options. Like, just a whole mess of them. Most of the rest of the team is not as useful. Tacky shorts and smelly shorts are basically just going to be used to get sacrificed if they ever get used. And sadly for Eevee, who I forgot to nickname while I was messing with stuff, same thing. Eevee is probably going to be sacrificed if used at all, simply because it doesn't have the stats to keep up even at this point. It doesn't have the stats or the move. Jean has been switching in, but again, is going to fall off pretty quick here. Cocky will give us a little bit of help with our problematic electric type weakness that a lot of our best Pokemon share. But can mainly only be used for pivoting because, well, Kaki doesn't have very good stats, just a ground typing that might occasionally come up. Short, we're being very careful to keep safe because Short is able to evolve, making it the only Pokemon we've found so far that can fully evolve and isn't just a single stage Pokemon or one that can't evolve. And Rabombi is a pretty good option. So with that said, we're rolling with these 6. And I'm going to take a second and look ahead at whatever is on Route 6 as we enter it. Luckily, now that we have Eevee, we can block things off with that dupe, which pretty significantly improves our chances of getting a useful Pokemon, as we'll either be getting Igglybuff or Grubbin, both of which are usable. Oh, except those two only, well, Igglybuff only appears during the daytime, so I guess it's kind of a call we gotta make. Do we want Igglybuff or do we want Grubbin? Especially because this is the last place that we can encounter Igglybuff. eventually lock us out of Jigglypuff. And this is also the last place where we can encounter Grubbin. And this is actually a bit of a tricky call. They're both usable, at least for the near future. Because Grubbin can evolve into Charjabug, who has passable defenses and attack, and a surprisingly decent move pool. Whereas Jigglypuff, really, we don't care so much about what Igglybuff is carrying. Jigglypuff stats, very high HP, kind of let down by defenses. The potential to hit usable offense by getting a competitive boost, but even that won't be impressive. Primarily useful for support move pool. What kind of support move pool is attacking? I mean, disable is probably the standout feature here. Honestly, as sad as it is, probably not a great defensive option. Especially because normal Fairy isn't quite as good defensively as pure Fairy. You know what, I think we'll leave it at nighttime and go ahead and get the Grubbin. Charjabug will offer a couple of things to the team that we don't already have, whereas we do already have a couple of normal types and a couple of fairy types. Let's check trainer battles. I don't want to be surprised by a battle with How or something. Doesn't look like we've got any. If I remember right, I think our next battle with How is in the Battle Royale Dome, and then after that... I don't know how that kid didn't spot me. After that, I don't think we've got another battle with How until the next island. Oh. Well, that was dumb of me. William, huh? Well, he's only got a Sudowoodo, though it does know low kick, which could be a little bit scary for our big old chonky boy. Made up of many little boys. Let's not forget this. Also, I think Swim might be a girl. I can't remember. Yeah, Swim's a girl. Okay, I didn't go for flail, so at least there's that. I probably shouldn't be constantly leading what is arguably our best Pokemon. Let's swap camo up front. Any luck, Murphy's Law will kick in and give us an early grubbin encounter. What do you know? Anyway. You know what? Let's make this a little bit more reliable. Go for Stun Spore first. And now... Netball, because we're catching a bug type. Though they are surprisingly useful for water types as well. In a lot of games you get netballs pretty early on, which can make some of the tricky water type captures more reliable. It's nice. I can't think specifically what game I'm thinking of, but I know it's happened once or twice. Okay. Let's see now, what type of shorts are you? Sure, why not? Compression. Compression shorts, welcome to the team. And you are going to go to the box for now. There's the TM for Sleep Talk. Oh, I see. We got a Team Skull matchup again. Looks like the one that I fight will have a Drowsy. Okay, well... probably gonna get hit by poison gas or disable. That could happen too. Okay. Now we've been hit by poison gas. But that means that they won't go for poison gas again. They'll probably be going for either confusion, maybe headbutt. Either way, not a big deal. Board, you want to take care of this? That was confusion. And now, Scald. Probably gonna clear it out. Oh, wow. Honestly, I thought that would be the finishing hit. Oh crap, I totally forgot that this was an area where we could have gotten Oricorio. Why did you people put me in charge? It just... It's okay, we have multiple Oricorio locations. Next one is Ula Ula Meadow. And, I mean, the lucky thing is that we really didn't have any specific challenges coming up where it was really looking like Oricorio would be incredibly important. me go to the Pokemon Center before forcing me into the Battle Royale. Now, I just want to double check what exactly is in the Battle Royale. Royal Avenue. Pro Wrestler, and then there is Pokemon Trainer How. And I'm pretty sure I just have to beat one of them. Welcome to the stream, Be Marching. We are prepping for the next challenge that we're going to run into. Battle Royal Dome. Because for some reason they spelled like Royal instead of Royale. It never actually explains what the scenario involves on Bulbapedia. That feels like an oversight, but... okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to roll off of what I remember from the last time. So with that said, swim, you're up. And while I'd like to get a Waternium Z to finish it quickly, I think the smart choice is going to be continuing to go along with our berry, since that'll give us some extra safety, and I don't really think we need the extra power to one-shot House Cat. Let's see. I'm sure there will be some blockage preventing me from going out to the East End. Gotta check, you know how it is. I wonder what the variety of berries available here is. Hang on, I saw this while I was doing prep work as well, but I have no idea what this item does. Strange souvenir. Well, I'm not gonna bother buying it because I have absolutely no idea what it does. However, it looks like I didn't spot something that's kind of important. Apparently, there is a TM store here. That said, while I can give myself infinite money, I don't currently have it, and I don't therefore have enough money to buy anything here. Most likely, the most useful of those in this run will be the most useful weather based on our current team will probably wind up being Rain Dance, just because we've got access to a pretty large number of water types. Oh, well, we have access to Whale Volcano Park already. That's interesting. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, we got Swim in the lead, so Swim will be our Pokemon for this. Shouldn't be any real trouble. Okay. We have a match. So while the weakest opponent might seem to be the Rockruff across from us, it apparently has a habit of spamming Protect, which can get annoying. Oh, it's nice being in a match where we've got objectively the strongest Pokemon. Anyway, we're gonna Scald Torracat. I mean, yes, I did get double targeted, but at the same time, I was the most dangerous person there. I'm kind of surprised that Hao didn't use his normal type Z move. Because he did have that option, but because Hal won't be spamming Protect, he's a much easier target since we can reliably make sure that we deal with him. I still don't know what the Malisadas do. Oh wait, I already talked to you. You know, it might be worth getting the TM for Rain Dance right away. That was there. It just looked like the type of place where there might be an item. Oh, maybe you feed the Malisada to Pokemon. Maybe you don't eat it yourself. 7.8 out of 10 already, because, well, we can't sit on the benches. But yeah, let's take a look at what's coming up. So, it's Whale Volcano Park. Location of the trial. Player must identify the difference between 3 pairs of dances performed by 3 Alolan Marowak. At the end of each dance, the Marowak will freeze in a pose, possibly being joined by a hiker or the Totem Pokémon. After the freeze frame, the players must pick which of the dancers is the odd one out. Whoever they pick attacks the player regardless of whether the choice was correct. After selecting the correct dancer, the trial proceeds to the next dance. During the third dance, the Totem Pokémon joins in on the second performance, and all options refer to it. So you can't even choose wrong. So it'll be 2 dances, the third of which is, and then the third one will have the Totem Pokemon. Okay, and it has an infinite supply of... So the Totem Pokemon here is Salazzle, and it has an infinite supply of Salandit. Looks like we'll have to take on an Alolan Marowak and then a hiker with a Magmar. So we need to be prepared for both of those. Now, it really shouldn't be too crazy, but we want to be careful here because these are Pokemon that have the potential to be dangerous. And I don't think we get to heal before the trial, or before the Totem Pokemon. So yeah, we need careful and smart here. And as much as I'd like to say that there's a useful encounter on Whale Volcano, there really isn't. So let's take a look here. Let's get our encounter. Get our encounter, and then so yeah, we can't go farther up on Route 7, but we do get access to the water. Oh, you're not a trainer. Let's see, so Route 7... Oh! With surfing on Route 7, we can get Pew-Pew-Mew-Pew. It's the only legal encounter because we have managed to accidentally get Finneon and a Wingull. I don't think there are any other good encounters. Oh, there's a trainer. So these are Diglets. Which aren't a problem if we encounter them, because we already have a Diglett, but they would take time to run away from, so we'll do our best to avoid them for now. And I'll try to keep my eyes on the map. Make sure I don't miss anything that is actually useful. Oh. Casey. Let's see what Swimmer Casey's Mareep has in its moveset, or Marini has in its moveset. Peck, Bite, Toxic Spikes, and Wide Guard. So, honestly, absolutely nothing threatening as long as we're not switching into Toxic Spikes, which means we want to bring in the right Pokemon, turn 1, and honestly, I think it's Hiking. Despite the fact that Hiking has a pretty poor matchup normally into Marini. hiking does not have, or it does not have any, Marini doesn't have any moves that threaten hiking. So yeah, we're going to have to take some time to set up. Because the one problematic thing with this thing is that it probably has the ability Poison Point. Which means we want to minimize how many times we actually attack it. And we've done that now that we have +6 attack. This is Swimmer Vanessa, isn't it? Yep, okay, she's got a Shelter and a Corsola. So we can't bring in our Grass type safely against the Shelter because it has Icicle Spear. We'll open with Baby Doll Eyes, cut its attack since its only attacking move is physical. It'll probably hit us with Supersonic. No, it's going for Withdraw. I'm kind of just holding out while I wait for it to... We'll go for Protect again. I was hoping it would, but I couldn't be certain. I should have encored it when it went for Protect. And even though Scald is resisted, it's going to do more damage than neutral. Neutral Disarming Voice. I gotta go easy on the water. Oh, I was going to say, and of course it got 5 hits, but it probably has Skill Link, so I can't really complain about that. Because it can't get less than 5 hits with Skill Link. Okay, hang on. In order to save myself the switch in a moment, we're going to Encore it into Protect. And now we'll go ahead and bring this guy in. And I'm pretty sure it will successfully Protect, but that doesn't really matter. All I wanted was the safe switch in. So that I wouldn't come in on an Icicle Spear. And now it's completely free to Mega Drain this thing to death. It might take 2 hits, yeah. Luckily it didn't go for Recover, and hopefully it doesn't get the Omni Boost. Okay, we're good. So yeah, she's got a little island, which has Thunder Wave. That's a good move. That's useful. didn't mean to do that. I meant to get back into the water. Oh, except I did mean to do that, but hey, this works. Okay. So, level 18 Mewtwo will have Counter, Safeguard, Taunt, and Helping Hand. As long as I don't use any physical moves, we're pretty safe here, so I am going to go for some Disarming Voice. And I realize that Brione is not the strongest Pokemon, but we are doing pretty low damage because of how bulky this thing is. This is our second very good water type that we've picked up. It will be completely and totally useless as far as offensive capabilities, but it provides just about everything we could want as far as defensive capabilities. That it had the option to call for help. I kind of forgot, but anyway. Let's toss a netball because I'm not sure if dive ball will actually apply. And hey, we picked it up. We got it. So yeah, Mewtwo is literally incapable of learning any directly offensive move. The only ways that it can make use of its attacking stats are using Z moves. And its attacking stats are bad. But... oh, I know I had a type of shorts in mind for this specifically. Ah, yep, I remember. Bermuda. Welcome to the team, Bermuda. I'll send you to the box for now, though. And Bermuda cannot level up very easily under normal circumstances, so... to keep it in the back with an XP share to get levels on it. And again, there are absolutely no good Pokemon available here. Just a few things we have that can't evolve. And a couple of Pokemon that we've already got. Okay, Cubone is probably the best, simply because we can thief a Thick Club for it, which will give it a hefty attack boost, but it still won't be able to take a hit from anything pretty soon here. So, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So, as far as Cubone goes... I suppose if it has Lightning Rod, it could come in handy if we get into like a double battle that involves an electric type, but that's pretty niche. Yeah, this is the only place we can encounter Cubone, at least, so... Sorry, I just don't ever really feel like dealing with the long, slow Pokeball animation. I just like to know if I've caught my Pokemon or not. So this will be Sweat. Sweat Shorts. Let's see, did we happen to catch one holding a thick club? No, and it has the ability Rock Head. I mean, it's still not awful. Oh, actually, Jolly Nature would be good if we were evolving it. We're just gonna send it to the box, though. It might come out of the box for the fight with Kiawe, but hang on. Seismic Sisters. Oh, yay. We can heal up our Pokemon with this person. So this is the trial site. If we talk to Kiawe, the trial starts. So we're obviously going to not talk to Kiawe right now. Of the Seismic Sisters, as they call themselves. Oh, we got the TM for Rock Tomb. That's nice. That said, I probably won't bother using it on our Rock type. Simply because Smackdown is more accurate for pretty similar power. Though we could get away with it, and Rock Tomb does offer some nice, some nice speed control, which wouldn't be bad. Let me see real quick. What's this girl carrying? Sightseer Mariah? Is that you? I would guess it is, because the only other people are an ace trainer, who I definitely know, and that hiker who's standing on the cliff. So that said, Sightseer Mariah only has a Cantonian Meowth, so this is a nice time for Boxer to take the lead. And this way we don't have to worry about accidentally running into her with the wrong Pokemon in the front of our party. And did it do that much damage with only 2 swipes of Fury Swipes? That's kind of scary. If it had gotten 5 with a crit, I think it would have been death for us. And surprisingly, the odds of Fury Swipes critting at least once are very high. Okay, with that said, I guess it's time to do our training. I mentioned this the other day, but I am really confused as to why Pokemon insists on having so many of these characters be non-native to their region. Like, if I'm playing in Alola, why can't I have an Alolan character? Okay, so let's talk about who we're going to bother getting up to level 22. So obviously, we'll want our main team, we'll want the main Pokemon that have a solid matchup into fire types. Which for the most part is gonna be these four. We've got our 3 water types and our rock type. All 4 of these have a really good matchup into the Totem Pokémon. But I want to double check something. So Totem Salazzle does not have Protect, so we could just open with a water type that fires off a Z-move. That's a very valid option. That said, I'm not sure that I really want to, just because I'd like to set up Safeguard turn 1 with either Hiking or Bermuda. Hiking can learn it by TM. Because that'll protect us from poison, and I'm still not totally certain if Hydro Vortex will be enough. Hydro Vortex from Wishy-Washy could be enough to take out the Totem Salazzle, but it gets a +1 special defense boost, which makes me a little bit iffy. That said, Totem Salazzle is very frail. Well, just Salazzle in general is very frail. So, putting that aside, we have a few options for who to bring in as backup, and I think we should bring at least one Pokemon that will have I think we should bring at least one Pokemon that will have that we can use. Sorry, I keep using the wrong words. One Pokemon that we can use as a sacrifice. And Smelly is at the top of that list right now, because Pure Water gives us very little that we don't have several other places, with our other Pure Water type, and our other Pure Water type, and our other Pure Water type. Like, Tacky is pretty garbage, but at least Flying type gives us something to bring in on Ground type moves. Obviously, we have multiple Flying types, one of which is much better, but, you know, options. And rounding off the set is a bit of a tricky call. We probably either want Cutoff just for general speed and decent damage. Hang on, Pataya Berry is the held item. Okay, so that's a special attack boosting berry if it drops below 25%. All that said, honestly, best option might just be Sweat Shorts. Can't pull off the speed of Khaki, but can actually maybe survive a hit. Maybe I should just bring a second sacrificial Pokemon. You know what? Yeah, that's the strat. We're relying on these four to deal with everything. And we're relying on these two to die if necessary. So, that said, now let's look at how we're going to train. So, Wishy-Washy can do with some training in HP. I'd also kind of like to get some investment in attack and special attack, but we'll focus on HP with the other three, which these three are primarily defensive Pokemon, so HP is a no-brainer there. We want them getting the HP EVs. Anyone else in the party need HP EVs? Yeah, you're going to be a fairly decent defensive Pokemon, and your offenses aren't going to hold out for long. So we'll start by working on these guys' HP. Now, where is a good place to get some HP EVs? About 6. How about you? Buff does, but the rest give attack. So that's not great. I'm thinking we'll probably wind up going all the way back to Route 4. Hang on, does Route 5 have good options? It does have Caterpie and Metapod. Metapod is defense. And it has Butterfree. Okay, but is that more likely on Route 4, or is that more likely on Route 5? And there is also Paniola Ranch. Go all the way back to Route 4. No, it's lower odds there. So yeah, Route 5 is the way to go. First of all, I probably shouldn't have bothered with that, since that wasn't one of the HP targets that we were going for. Second, we need the XP share on. Special attack and special defense. This is pure defense. We're mostly focusing on our defensive investment right now. Sadly, it's hard to find good areas to focus on training defensively. It's a lot easier to get offensive AVs. Just because, for whatever reason, those Pokemon seem to have higher spawn rates. Hang on, what exactly is Formantis carrying? Attack. That's what I would have guessed, but it was worth checking. Is there a place that I can go left or right? Doesn't look like it. I mean, as long as you keep summoning up... Oh, Camel wants to learn Poison Powder. Honestly, I think Stun Spore is a bit better in most of these situations. How many of these are going to spawn? We're out of, Smackdowns. Disarming Voice should probably deal with both of these in one. There we go. Oh, and Board hit level 22. Well, that's two of our Pokemon up to level 22, so let's take a second, get them swap them out. I guess we could have gone to the Pokemon Center back on the route there, but whatever. Stealth Rock, nice. You know what? I think it's finally time to accept that even with Sharpen, we won't be doing much damage. That said, it might have been more useful to replace Harden, but there's a good chance we're going to be replacing Harden pretty soon, regardless. To double check where the move reminder is in these games, because that will affect how cautious we have to be with move selections. So far it hasn't been a big deal, but it could turn out to be a big deal. For Spark, heck yeah. Let's drop Mud Slap because accuracy strats are unreliable. Swim learns Tearful Look. That target's attack and special attack. That's not bad. It's better than Growl. And Swim just hit level 20, so let's go ahead. Redo a couple of details in our team. Why do I keep going back here instead of to the Pokemon Center that's on the route that I'm trying to do this training on? Something occurred to me a little while back. I was thinking about it, and I'm really surprised. This has nothing to do with anything. This is just kind of a shower thought, but I'm really surprised that Friends never did a Zombies episode, as far as I know. I'll admit that I have not watched all of Friends. I don't know. At a certain point, I just lost interest. Maybe it was just being too lazy to try and digest all of a 20-some-odd-year-old show's drama or something. I don't really know. But I'm still really surprised that they never did a zombie episode, because it would have worked. I mean, it would have turned out to be like a dream sequence or something by the end of it, It would be interesting to see how everyone fared in the zombie apocalypse. And don't worry, I'm not going to bother doing this for every Pokemon. I'm mostly doing this to try and get plenty of decent EVs on the main Pokemon, so that I don't have to worry about specific EV training quite as much later on. For the most part, that just means getting plenty of defense and HP and special defense EVs on our defensive Pokemon, and then whatever offensive EV is necessary on our offensive Pokemon. Let's see, short is there, cut off, depression, tacky. Couple of quick moves here. have this lineup gaining XP for attack rather than special attack. Well, you know what? I was going to do that, but I'd actually really like to get this. I'd really like to get Bermuda up to level 22 on just HP. Rather than anything else. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll keep going with just HP for now. Gonna take a couple of switches, but everything on the team can benefit from HP and a couple of defensive EVs. That is good. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Echo Voice for that one. That'll be good for some setup strats, especially. Who knows, that might wind up being just enough to help us clear the grass totem. Though I'm not super optimistic there, simply because the grass totem is known to be a big issue if you don't have something that quad resists grass. And we don't. We've got a decent number of single resists though, so I'm hoping that'll be enough to carry us through. Please have more bugs. And when I say more bugs, I don't mean grubbing. Thing is, I just don't want any offensive EVs on QQ Mewtwo because they're completely useless on it. There isn't even anything approaching a functional use for offensive investment on that. As I said, the only way that it can make a direct attack is by using a Z move. And why would you waste an offensive Z move on something that has the offenses of about a Caterpie? One moment. Just fill in with my blanket. Gotta keep my toes warm. I'm an old man. Unfortunately, having a Pokemon that can just one-shot Metapod consistently does mean that we don't get those nice chains of Caterpies coming in for extended battles. and at least we have some cheerful music to do this grinding to. Okay, we've got a Pokemon up to level 21. I'd like to think that they would put QQ and UQ on a pretty fast level curve, considering you have to level it up. Like, you can't just level it as the main thing. Cocky wants to learn Magnitude, sure, let's go ahead and drop Mudslap because it's worthless. Khaki, not Cocky. To learn the move Purify. So let's see real quick. Purify heals the target's status condition. If the move succeeds, it also restores the user's HP. So that's a double battles move, which makes it pretty awful for us. Give up on learning the move for now. We just have better options for what we spend our move sets on right now. Anyway, our Burb just reached level 22, which is the level cap for the next totem. So, real quick. 22, 22, 20, 20, 22, 1. 22. Short, I think we'll bring you back into the party just for this next little bit. Just until we finish getting Bermuda up to 22. Short has a surprisingly underrated ability. Shield Dust is honestly really good because a lot of moves are good strictly because they are... Let's see. A lot of moves are good strictly because of their secondary effects. So by having an ability that nullifies secondary effects of moves, you can avoid a lot of annoying stuff. As much as Sweet Scent would be nice for making inaccurate moves fully accurate, I don't think we have room for it on the moveset. Think now, what are some of the fun times that I could tell y'all about from my first height lock? definitely a strong contender for one of the best moments in my first height lock was beating the 6th gym with a single Charmander. That was quite satisfying. The 6th gym is fairy type, so obviously they had a disadvantage. But still. Like, it was a Charmander. We just set up with Totem Clause and a couple of flame charges, and were able to charge through the entire team with Flame Charge and Fire Fang. Obviously we were using a Violite, but still. The mature content warning is still up on my stream. I can't recall. I think I turned it on for Plague Tale because, well, the game is absolutely gruesome. A beautiful game, but gruesome. I don't think I ever turned it off. Interesting to see what I decide to play after we're done with the hype log. This has been a long anticipated one. I've got a couple of other Pokemon runs that I think would be fun, but oh, Compression is learning acrobatics. Nice, that is good coverage. This is a tricky call. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and drop String Shot. I probably shouldn't have done that actually, because now that I think about it, String Shot could have been really good against the Grass type trial. Got some heavy speed control on both opponents. Should have been worth considering. Oh well. Odds are I will come up with a completely different strategy that wouldn't have involved that even if it was an option now. Okay, we're close to the next level with Short. Come on. Give me a Caterpie or a Metapod already. One thing that I haven't explicitly mentioned about the Totem Pokémon that I learned while doing some research is that they're all carrying items. Which, like, their items have come up every time we face them, but I don't think I've mentioned that that's a specific trait of them. They've all got some sort of item, so if you're planning a run in these games, you'll want to remember to check what items they're carrying and take them into account. In the early game, it's usually just a health restoration berry of some kind, like an orange or a citrus berry, but once you get to the later game, like the upcoming trial, for example, the Totem Salazzle is packing a Salic berry, which can give it a special attack boost. Or was it? No, it was a Pataya berry. Special attack boost. Salic would be speed. And unfortunately, Salazzle really doesn't need that much speed because it is pretty fast. Could I please have an encounter that I can actually use? Thank you. Okay, Short Shorts has hit the level. Check the summary on this guy. Okay, only another 300 hit points. And then we hit the next level with you. How close are you? Okay, you've got about 1,000, so you'll be able to stick around for a good chunk of the attack grinding session. And Compression is actually just about to evolve. I don't think the ability matters. Yeah, only one ability. Because it's meant to evolve into having... it's meant to evolve into having the ability Levitate. That said, do we want to delay the evolution at all for any reason? I don't think we do. It really doesn't look like there's much. We could delay it until 22 to get Crunch early. That's about it. You know what? We might as well. There really isn't a downside to doing it that way. Unfortunately, we do have a minus speed nature, which can make this a bit more difficult. Okay. Hold up. We should probably actually lead with something that's at a level where it can keep up and outspeed stuff. Let's grab our Normalium Z. Give it to Jean. So we can get back to breakneck blitzing through whatever happens to pop up. I appreciate that unlike terrestrialization... Ooh, okay, that was dangerous. Do I have a Pokédoll? No, I don't. Okay, we'll switch in Sweat so that we can take a few hits. That was risky. Hey, at least we got some nice music. This isn't as fast as it could be. I'm just trying to get EVs, like proper EVs, on the stuff that I'm going to use, mainly on Bermuda right now, because most of the other stuff has usable EVs. Like, I haven't been super precise, and I will try to rejig distributions once I get access to all of the stat adjustment berries. But until then... couple more Metapods and Caterpies. Bermuda hit level 22, that's all we needed to see. Now we can pick up the pace a good bit. Let's see who... You know what, let's stick to leading with Jean. But now we can get EVs from all of the Pokemon that give attack, which will speed this up significantly. Now we can just breakneck blitz our way through just about everything. But yeah, unlike terrestrialization, Z moves charge back up after every fight, which means we can actually use them in basic grinding to speed things along. Oh, I didn't mean to run from that one fight. I hate running from fights that I don't need to or have any reason to. Bone Moraine in place of Bone Club, definitely an improvement. And I mean, this wouldn't be speeding things up were it not for the fact that we are on speed up mode, which makes the Z-move animation take a good deal less time. Now compression, we will hold off on having evolve for 2 levels just to make sure we get crunch a little bit early. He wants to learn Bulldoze. You know what? That is an improvement on, I'll say, Growl. A bit of speed control coming off of a relatively fast Pokemon could actually come in handy. Learn Power-Up Punch. Yes, that's worth it. Honestly, it's better than Workup in most ways. Because we really don't need a way to boost special attack on what is a largely physical attacker. Yes, it knows Scald, but that's just because there isn't a better move choice. Okay, so almost all of our good Pokemon are now at level 22. Once compression hits that point, we will go ahead and let it evolve and do the rest with rare candies. just want to check something. What does it say when compression boosted 86 XP? Hang on. Why is that boosted? Because compression is not a trade evolution or anything. Does he have Pokeroost? Or, wait. A Pokeroost wouldn't even affect this. Oh, it's boosted because I haven't evolved him on time. I forgot that was a thing in later generations. If you delay a Pokemon's evolution, it actually starts to gain experience faster. Time I open PK Hex, I should try to remember to give Sweat Shorts a whatchamacallit, Thick Club. Because we could easily get one. All we would have to do is go to Whale of Volcano and use Thief on a bunch of Cubones. It would be perfectly safe and also extremely tedious because it has a 5% chance of being held. Okay. Now compression is learning Crunch. Eevee wants to learn Bite, but honestly, I don't really see the point. At this point, I'm just kind of statting Eevee as a support Pokemon for potential doubles battles. That is another one of our few evolutions that can take place. So, with that said, wants to learn Charge, but we're going to go ahead and keep the old moves because there's very little reason to have it learn Charge. Okay, with all that grinding taken care of, let's open up the bag. Get a bunch of rare candies and get our team up to level. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, it looks like Tacky isn't going into the fight. I thought I hid down. Okay, well, looks like we're going to change our lineup slightly, but it shouldn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. So these four are our main bunch heading into the next trial. We'll bring along Smelly as death fodder. And oh, this is a bit tricky. So we could bring Boxer for a potential water type move there again. We really need something. But I actually think that the speed on Khaki is a better play here. Khaki is fairly quick for its level. Not by any means our fastest Pokemon. Actually, it might be our fastest. It might be tied for our fastest Pokemon. Oh, no. Tacky is slightly faster because it's got a level on the rest. But yeah, tied for our fastest Pokemon that's legal into this battle, but obviously we're not bringing short against the fire poison type totem Pokemon. That's not gonna happen. Now, let's talk strategy. So, first of all, let's actually give out some held items. Oh, where is leftovers? Give leftovers to Bermuda. And you know what? Give the expert belt Khaki, because Khaki won't take a hit no matter what we do. I believe Ogwov was Swim's berry of choice. And on the off chance that it can manage to do something, we'll give it a quick claw to Smell. Now let's look at movesets. Stuff that will be useful into this particular matchup. I think the obvious choice is going to be Scald on the one Pokemon that can learn it that hasn't yet. And actually, Smelly also has Rain Dance, so that could potentially be useful. No one on our team can learn Thunder Wave. A couple of Pokemon on our team can learn Rock Tomb, though. I might teach that to Hiking. Safeguard is definitely a consideration on Hiking. Yeah, you know what? Drop Harden, learn Safeguard. Power. And we're going to give Hiking Light Screen in place of Reflect. I'm not sure if we'll be able to swap up our team order in between matchups, which is a bit frightening. There's one other thing I'd like to do. And that would be to go and purchase the TM for Rain Dance, which will involve some selling. Okay, we can sell all of the in-battle items. The star pieces. Pearl, nuggets. That pushes us far enough to get the item that we actually want. So now that we've sold that, we can close to bankrupt ourselves by buying a Rain Dance TM. That's just going to be generally useful for a lot of our team, simply because we have a lot of water types. Now, all things considered, I've got a bit of a small brain, but potentially also kind of big brain strategy for this, which is just to go simple with it. So we are going to change out the held item on Wishy-Washy, giving it the Waterium Z instead. I think y'all can see where this is going. We're going to use Wishy-Washy to just straight up smash through the first couple of opponents, because I just don't want to deal with them. Now, Wishy-Washy might take a bit of damage, but our plan for the Salazzle is going to be focused on the Pokemon that we have in the back. Because Hiking and Bermuda can both take some hits, but we want to switch up their held items. Pecha berries. See, it's all coming together now. Drop the leftovers for Pecha berries. And that will cut down some longevity, but it will prevent them from getting poisoned once, which will give them time to set up Safeguard. Is this the right strategy, though? Well, there's at least one thing we can do real quick. Let's break out that Rain Dance TM that we just bought, and go ahead and teach it to Bermuda. Why the crap? I'm sorry. I have it set to loop a playlist. I know for a fact that I clicked the button to have it be looping, and it just left the playlist for no reason. Let's see now. I don't understand why it's doing this sometimes. We'll drop Helping Hand. Again, there aren't that many double battles. And I will teach Carving Rock Tomb. As much as I'd like to keep a fully accurate move on it, I think the smarter option will be to just go for the speed control of Rock Tomb. And it is slightly stronger as well, so that's at least another positive. So yeah, as the plan currently stands, we send in Swim. Swim deals with the preliminary trainers with Waterian Z boosted Scalds. I'm going to pick this up just because it's going to keep catching my eye every time I walk past it until I do. But yeah, it's going to help us with Waterian Z boosted Scalds. And do I want to do that though? Because I'm just a bit worried about what happens if, with its +1 special defense, the Totem Salazzle manages to survive with a small amount of health. Okay, slight change of plans. Swim will be bumped back, Bermuda will take them. On the preliminary trainers, this will give us a chance to set up Rain Dance. On the Totem, it'll give us the chance to set up Safeguard and then Rain Dance. The main thing that I'm worried about with all of these water types is the Totem's Venoshock move, if it can poison us and then throw around Venoshocks. Those are going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Sadly, we don't have a fast enough ground type to just go in there and one-shot the Salazzle turn. Okay, we've got the team that we want. Let's go for it. Why does he have a D-pad on his necklace? Why is the up button highlighted? Trials start. Difference from the last one, the middle Marowak. He seems so impressed by that extremely easy task. Anyway, middle Marowak. Come in here. Set up Rain Dance. You know what? I'll actually bring in more. And we managed to dodge 2 bone clubs. That was pretty lucky, but it is a 15% chance for it to miss, so it's not that impressive. And now a rain-boosted Scald should finish it up. And we were sending in a fairly bulky Pokemon against a Marowak that wasn't carrying a thick club. Oh, I didn't turn off the XP share. And we don't seem to have time. Different. The hiker. How would I not notice that? Okay, well, we're going to be getting a bunch of unnecessary experience from the XP share, which is a bit annoying, but we can deal with it. This guy's moveset is Smoke Screen, Feint Attack, Fire Spin, and Clear Smog. Hopefully he doesn't go for Fire Spin. Of course he went for Fire Spin. I mean, the positive is that we take very little damage from it, and he'll still probably go for Feint Attack next. Which will allow us to use Counter. Chance you're just going to spam that until Fire Spin runs out. I wish I had a leftovers right now, actually. Of course he goes for Feint Attack the one time I don't use Counter. Luckily, I was already trapped in, and I don't think that'll do enough damage. And I think this is the turn when Fire Spin wears off. Yes, okay. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, Swim, you're in. We're just gonna bulldoze. We're just gonna smash this thing. I think there's a very real chance that that matchup was more stressful than the entirety of the Totem matchup. Except, unfortunately, I don't think we get healed before the Totem matchup, so I want to see if I can pause. Oh, well, it's clearly the suspicious Pokemon. That said, this is an annoying situation because now my lead is heavily damaged. And all for nothing because it accomplished nothing while it was out. Yeah, okay. Well, that's on me. We are going to switch into... You know what? Switch into Snowy. Smelly will probably faint, but at the very least, we have the option to try to set up Rain Dance, actually. I was going to go for Scald, but you know what? Rain Dance. Now, Smelly is about to die to a Venoshock, possibly a double Venoshock. Really? Okay, there's the Venoshock. I would like a free switch in, please. There we go. There's our free switching. And we were able to get the rain up and cause some chip on that thing. So now, I would say that the smart choice is probably to go straight to swim. And fire off a Z-boosted Hydro Vortex. Well, fire off a Hydro Vortex. Have to take a chonky Venoshock, but I think we should be able to clear through this thing, and then the Salandit won't really pose any threat. Yes, okay. We only had the death that we planned for. Now, we're going to switch before our dude dies. So yeah, that went about as poorly as it could have, but we had a good setup into it. So now we safeguard, because he's going to poison us. Oh! He taunted us. Well, that's rude. I wonder why it's not going for poison gas. I saw Hiker used Rock Tomb, and for a second I thought it was like the opponent. I thought the opponent was a Hiker or a trainer group. Good job, Hiker! Or hiking. Totem Pokémon was not, in fact, carrying a Fiery MZ, it was carrying a Pataya Berry. Why are you lying to me? Now, luckily, we do potentially get access to a Fire type. Quick balls. So now we've got the option to fly from town to town. Okay, well, we made it through that, and the only death we had was one of the sacrificial Pokemon. So let's see now. Charizard Glide. Take us to Pokemon Center back on Royal Avenue. I just healed twice in a row. Okay, well, you know what, Smelly? You did more or less what you were destined to do from the moment you became an encounter. And you did contribute to the run, so I appreciate it. So now we get access to Dividing Tunnel and then Route 8. And I don't think there's anything especially useful on Route 8. Well, I don't think there are any useful encounters. There are a couple of encounters, none of them are that great. There is the Fossil Restoration Center, but none of the fossils are short when they evolve, so we're limited to the unevolved versions, which doesn't give us much. Let's see if there are any useful encounters, but I really don't think there are. Yeah. Who knows, we might not even bother with an encounter. None of the just generally wild Pokemon that show up are even remotely good for this challenge, and the only fossil we have, I'm not totally certain what the only fossil Pokemon that catches my eye, I'm not even certain how to go about getting the fossil, so we'll worry about that another day. We'll probably just skip encounters here, or if we happen to wander and run into one, I guess we'll take it. But if we follow Route 8 around, it'll loop us back to Route 5, where we can pick up the last trial on this, or the last basic trial. So what are all the TMs you have still? Hail, Sunny Day, and Sandstorm. I can tell you right off the bat that Hail will be basically useless because, again, I think we get access to like one ice type and it's not a good one, so, you know. Unless we find ourselves desperately needing a fully accurate Blizzard, but if we were going to do that, it would make more sense to just use Icy and Z for Sub-Zero Slammer instead of Blizzard. Oh, I should put my team back together. Okay, let's talk about who is going along with us for the next little bit. So it's a level 24 level cap, so sadly Short still can't evolve for that level cap. And it's a grass-type Pokemon, so most of our best Pokemon are pretty bad matchups into it. So with that said, I feel like Bermuda is more of a niche team member. It's harder to make use of because it can't attack. roll with this bunch for now. We might still bring Short to the matchup simply because it resists he resists grass type moves. But even then, we might decide that it's not the best option. On the other hand, compression is actually a pretty good option. Okay, so let's see what we're going to meet on Route 8. We have a random POW battle, or some other story battle. We see a backpacker, rising star, scientist, golfer, black belt guy, preschooler, ace trainer, some post-game stuff. So yeah, it does not look like any story-focused battles. Which is nice. That'll ease up the pressure on us. We can just avoid as many as we need to. Honestly, if we didn't have to pass through there to get to the other end of Route 5 in order to reach the trial site, I wouldn't bother going to this route. I would just straight up avoid it. Actually, there is something that I want to check. Okay, so there is no Akala Sea area. I was thinking we might have access to... thinking we might have access to an ocean at some point. Wait, did we? Oh, this is Route 8. It doesn't say anything about... Ether base on Route 16? No. Not happening. I mean, we could get another water type encounter. Chinchou is available here in bubbling water and is part electric type. But you know what? We've already got a part electric type Pokemon, and I really don't care to deal with another. Hang on, what does this return? Yeah, it is one of those funny canon things that, you know what, I'll say yes. Okay. So they want me to catch a Stuffle, something that I would largely prefer to avoid because Stuffle is a pretty bad encounter here. We got a TM from a villain from the previous game. I think he's from Black and White too. I could be wrong. I've never played it. We will do Black and White too at some point. And all we got for that loop was a big ball. that's one of those trainers where I have to beat everyone else on the route in order to face. Why are these people so determined to start a fight? At some point I need to go back through the last few routes and check what berries they've given me access to now. Okay, looks like we're getting an encounter. It might not be a new one. So far, none. Again, not enough. Okay. People who turn to face you when you just walk by them are safe, I've noticed. So yeah, I think in order to get the Fossil Restoration Center... Oh, yeah, that guy will just revive fossils, but in order to get fossils... I do actually think I looked this up. In order to get fossils, we have to send Pokemon to a place called the Pokédex, which is like an online feature, or an in-game... It's kind of a mini-game, I think, where you send your Pokemon there and they come back with items. I think Pokédex is an option from the box here. But I don't know how to use it. This guy is explaining it. If we have to get anything from there, I'm just going to add it to my inventory. Just to save the time of figuring out a minigame. Oh, okay. X menu. So X and then R. Oh, that's just toggling to the place that isn't there. I've never even looked at it. Anyway. Okay, that's Lush Jungle. Oh, those two are trainers that I don't really feel like dealing with. hang on, is this where Gladion lives? Yep, this is where Gladion lives in his random motel. And apparently he has been living there for like 2 years. Alright, let's pull up the details on Lush Jungle. Location of the Trial of Mallow. As soon as the player enters Lush Jungle, trial begins. I can leave at any time, but not using Charizard Glide. This will reset the trial. Player has to collect all 4 ingredients. Once the player has collected all 4 ingredients, they can leave without resetting the trial. In the trial, we receive a forage bag. We get to locate 4 hidden items in the jungle. Mango Berry, Tiny Mushroom, Revival Herb, and Miracle Seed. So, along one path we get jumped by a Parasect. Oh, yeah, Parasect, not a Paras. Along another path we get jumped by a Formantis. Another path we get attacked by a Formantis. And I guess nothing happens with So this might actually wind up... forcing us to take a specific encounter, which might be a Formantis encounter. So I didn't consider that. That's kind of annoying. We make a meal and it lures the Lurantis. Summon either Trumbeak or Castform. Castform is probably a little bit more dangerous, just because it can set up the sun that will buff Solar Blade and Synthesis. Oh, and the Power Herb on this thing is also a bit of a problem. Let's see. Prior to completing the trial, wild Pokemon do not appear in Lush Jungle. Okay, so if we have the option to catch the Formantis that are here, we have to do it. If we were playing Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, we could force a Comfey battle in place of... We could force a Comfey battle to be our first encounter, but sadly that is not an option. This is going to be tricky, though. So yeah, if we take a look at our team real quick here, our two best Pokemon into this whole thing are Cutoff and Compression. Lurantis starts with a Power Herb and +2 speed, so it's guaranteed to get off a one-turn Solar Blade. And we don't have any Pokemon with Fire-type moves, so we can't take advantage of our Firion Z to try and get a quick finish here. Honestly, it might still be our best bet to try to get Lurantis into into the range where it summons Cast Form first. Oh, this is a frustrating matchup. Yeah, as tricky as it is, with Cast Form having the option to set up Sun and make Solar Blade that much more aggressive, I think it's the better option, simply because Trumbeak comes out packing Rock Blast, which has a good matchup into both of our other good Pokemon. Now, as far as which Pokemon we will want to lead, let's take a look at Compression and Oh wait, Compression is minus speed plus special attack. That's really annoying. So it looks like Cutoff has much higher speed, not that that matters because Lurantis is going to outspeed whatever we bring with its +2 speed to start. And it has higher attack, however, physical defense-wise, Compression does a much better job of taking hits from Lurantis. And it does kind of bait it to not use Solar Blade right off the bat, though, again, that's not really certain. Might want to rely on the better defenses, honestly. It's tricky because there's a really good shot that we'll either have to let our lead Pokemon go down or let or let something else go down in order to get a safe switch between Pokemon. And we have to keep pressure on the Lurantis just because it has Synthesis. It can heal for days. Okay, this is actually a thought, though. The Ally Cast Form cannot hit Cutoff for super effective damage, but it can hit Compression for super effective damage. That might actually be an inciting factor. I really wish I hadn't been dumb and I had gotten a hold of, what's it called? Oricorio before this, because a flying type with better stats than Trumbeak would have been nice. I want to see real quick if anything useful is coming up. You know, it just occurred to me that I should probably go ahead and show y'all what I'm looking at here. So yeah, we got Bulbapedia here. These are the trial Pokemon we will encounter if we try and take the big mushroom. Not that it matters which we try and take, we will encounter the Parasect. So we'll probably just avoid that match entirely. And if we pick up the correct Revival Herb, we'll get access to this Formantis. If we pick up the wrong one, we'll get access to this one. And if we go to the Mago Berry tree first, we'll get access to this one. So it's a question of whether we want growth or ingrain. And honestly, I think growth would be better simply because we probably don't want a sacrificial Pokemon unable to switch out if we need it to. So yeah, that's the thought process there. There's really not much there unless we can't catch them. Again, if we try to throw a Pokeball and we can't catch them, then we're good. Actually, yeah, I'm really not sure if we're allowed to catch them or not. Yeah, I think our best bet is to lead in with Cutoff, just so we can avoid taking a just so that we're not as threatened by the cast form if it gets Sunny Day set up. And we have access to Roost, which does give us some recovery, though sadly it takes away the type that gives us a resistance to Lurantis' moves. Basically, this is a frightening matchup no matter what way we slice it. But I think Cutoff has the best options for keeping the pressure on... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think Cutoff has the best options for keeping the pressure on the Lurantis. So let's go and collect the ingredients, see if we catch a see if we have to catch one of those Formantises, and then we'll go from there. I'm not actually going to bother trying to catch the Wimpod. I don't know how, for one thing. And again, I just don't really care what we get in this area. There's a small chance that we could get a Salandit in... Oh, what the... Wait, this is just a Diglett. Okay. So hang on, there are wild Pokemon here prior to the trial. Geez, the map that they have set up for this is absolute garbage on Cerebi. Like, the linkages. Let me show you real quick. So this is Route 8, the area we were just on. And it claims to connect to Route 5. Wait, is this Route 5? Okay, never mind. We're still not in Lush Jungle, even though it looks like... Even though the sign said we would be. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm going to have to switch to a flying type. Well, I'm going to have to switch to a Pokemon fast enough to run away from this matchup. Not even a flying... Wait. Yeah, I didn't mean to go in there. Okay. We're gonna heal up real quick. So that's the trial gate. That takes us into the trial area. And don't worry about me going over this ledge. I have Charizard glide to get back to the Pokemon Center without having to walk the entire way. Oh, I really thought that was going to be another Diglett that I had to deal with. Get caught. Okay, who's this trainer? Ace trainer Alexis. Oh no, is this the one with the Goomy and the Sylveon? This is the one with the Goomy and the Sylveon. Okay, we are very underprepared for this match. I'm going to start by just hoping that it doesn't go for Dragon Breath. It's going for Dragon Breath. If we can dodge a few paralyses... Really, that was a lot of damage. Okay, now it's going for Bide. So that'll be 3 turns where we're safe. That's 4 workups. Now I'm going to use Roost. Hopefully it goes for Bide again. It did. Okay. So we back up to full health. And we can use the last 2 turns of its Bide to get our last 2 workups in to get to +6. For those who don't know, but who knew Bide back in earlier generations like me, Bide is now a priority move. And it always lasts the set 3 turns. So you get the jump on them, they have 2 turns to potentially hit you, and then on the 3rd turn, it fires with +1 priority. Okay, so we're at +6. Go ahead and use Pluck. should be a one-shot because we're at +6. Now we just kind of have to survive a draining kiss from this Sylveon, which is pretty frightening. But we are, again, at +6. Oh, and we outspeed. That's very helpful. So we didn't have to survive the move. I hate you. I hope you realize that. I really need to turn off the XP share. I keep forgetting to turn it off. All we got for that was a Hyper Potion. It was one of the scariest matches that we've had to face, just because it was random and we didn't have a chance to prepare for it. Okay. You could just barely see from off-screen where he was facing. I had to use that to time it when he was facing our left, not his. Okay, now rather than trying to sneak past him a second time, we're just never going to visit this part of Lush Jungle, or this part of Route 5 again. Instead, we'll just zip back to Route 8. Now we'll visit Lush Jungle. She's acting like I failed or had to escape. No, I just walked in sooner than I intended to, and you didn't give me an option to say no to starting the trial. So I had to say no to continuing the trial. Okay. Let's double check. So I'm guessing we entered in South Lush Jungle, because there are 4 sections of the jungle. So, Lush Jungle. We're in the South section. It's the South section where we find the mushroom. Tiny mushroom. Yep, okay, so this is the area with the tiny mushroom. Tiny mushroom or a big mushroom? Oh, regardless of the choice, they're attacked by a wild parasite or Shinotic. That said, it might be wrong, because farther down the page it just says big mushroom for Parasect. So, okay, either way, I'm going with tiny mushrooms. Oh, but the big mushroom attacked, because the big mushroom was the Parasect. Gotcha. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and pluck it. Easy one shot. Next, we're making our way around to the west part of the jungle. chance that it's wrong and I can encounter a wild Pokemon here? Because honestly, I would rather get a random encounter than just hope that I'm not allowed to catch any wild Pokemon. Or that I'm not allowed to catch the trial Pokemon. That said, where was the best odds for the encounter? And unfortunately... Oh, hang on. We're gonna drop a save real quick. And I'm going to mess with my system clock. And we're going to restart the emulator. Because the best odds are during the daytime, and I don't trust myself to remember that later on. So that's 60% chance to encounter Paris or Fermantis against a 5% chance to encounter Comfey in the north area. Whereas in the west area, it's only a 30% chance to encounter one of the other two versus Comfey. Ah, this is the west area. That said, I'm pretty sure that I won't be allowed to get an encounter here. Yeah, surely it would have done it. Hang on. What if I have some honey? Okay, well, I just wasted it. Oh well. Okay, so it's not giving us an encounter here. I don't know how to get to that. Alright, time to see if we're allowed to throw a Pokeball at this thing, because if we are, then I have to catch this one. You can't catch Pokemon until you're done with the trial. Okay. That's helpful. Because I didn't want to catch this thing. I want to have at least a chance of not getting the worst encounter here. Also, apparently that thing dropped an item on the ground behind it. Oh, honey. Nice. Ah, that's the way in. Gotcha. TM86, grass. That's not bad. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty popular move to let non-grass types learn. I could be mistaken there. survival herb, and then I'm going to get attacked. Dropping that save in case it pulls something stupid, like forcing me into a match after. Oh, that's the way back. Okay. After I've taken care of all of this. A few items. East area. Okay, I see. Oh, dang it. I left the area so the rocks respawned. X attack. Okay. Oh, we got the big root. That's a decent item if we get a Pokemon with a lot of... It's a decent item if we get a Pokemon with some, drainage. Okay, so we're free to go now until it's time to start. We've got a few minutes. I think we can get prepped and ready for the matchup in this time. First things first, let's go heal the Pokemon. Alright. Let's get our team planned out. So as far as hiking and as far as hiking shorts and swim shorts go, those two aren't coming along, so I'm just going to level them up with rare candies right now so we can put them in the box, have things a bit organized. SP suppose there is one scenario where we might want them along, and that would be to help clean up the ally Pokemon at the end. But you know what? Okay, we'll think about that in a minute. So, these two are our best matchup into this. Is this a terrible idea? Bermuda has high defenses, and Lurantis only has offensive moves. But I really don't think that Bermuda can take a hit from Lurantis' Solar Blade. Otherwise, I would potentially go for just a quick counter kill. Let's look at Pokemon we should consider here. So, Boxer has a pretty decent matchup into Brawler or into Cast Form. It should be able to come in after the fact and just blast Cast Form out of there, assuming we can beat the Lurantis. So that's nice and straightforward. This is annoying. 37 attack versus 43, but you have adaptability. And slightly worse speed. You'll definitely hit harder with Z Quick Attack if we have to use it. Oh, this is such a garbage matchup. Okay, first off, I'm going to bring our one other flying type along. I don't expect it to contribute anything, but whatever. Sacrificial Pokemon. We have to keep in mind that the ally Cast Form will potentially be a fire type. That's a pretty bad idea, because this thing could actually be useful into the next Howl fight, because he's got an Alolan Raichu in the next one. I hate all of these options so much. Okay, Camo has a bad matchup into all of these, and can't do much of anything. Actually kind of... No, you know what? We'll give you a citrus berry. Bug Bite, and if Bug Bite runs out, then you can fire off some acrobatics, which will be slightly stronger at that point. I hate even considering it, but Short is one of our other best matchups into the Lurantis anyway. But it's so frail that I don't even think it'll matter. Like, if our defensive Pokemon weren't vulnerable to Lurantis' moves, they would actually take less damage just by having so much higher defense, such higher defense. Lord, I am intensely sorry about bringing you along here. Oh, wait. But I think it's the best move. You're a safe option for dealing with the cast form at the end, and we have other water types. And I really hate saying that, because I honestly don't want to sack my starter potentially. Go ahead and move the expert belt onto the Wingull. And yes, I am aware that 3 of our Pokemon have a Z Crystal, and I can only use 1. Taking some risks here. There's no way around taking risks in this particular matchup. Let's get the team up to level, and then go for it. Twice. I'm being very careful here. I'm keeping my hand on the B button until I make sure that I am over the Pokemon I want to level up. So I don't know how that Trumbeak knows Rock Blast. Is that an egg move or something? Let's see. Yeah, we definitely couldn't have learned Rock Blast at some point here. Oh, it's a move reminder move, so I don't have access to it, but it does. Alright, I think we're rolling with our best strategy here. What items? Okay, Cutoff is carrying Citrus Berry, a couple of Z Crystals, and an Expert Belt. wing attack in your moveset. Oh, you gotta head out, Steve. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon here. But I am going to attempt the trial and maybe get the entire team killed. I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to have a better setup in a couple of things. Okay. You know what? I am going to do one thing. No, I'm not. I was going to say that I'm going to go and get an encounter and maybe pick up a Salazzle on Route 8, but even then I don't think Salazzle will actually be that much better into this than what I'm already carrying. We have 2 potential sacrificial Pokemon. And I am still thoroughly terrified. The positive is that I am going to be outsped by this thing, which means if I roost, I will still get... I'll be hit before I get, before I lose my flying type for the rest of the turn. Okay. I think there is a little mini-game here. Okay, it's literally just mashing it. Oh my, that is actually terrifying. The way it was creeping up behind us like that. Totem Lurantis. +2 speed. Luck? Okay, it's going for Razor Leaf rather than... rather than Solar Blade. I'm going to set up one workup. Because that will get me into 2 KO range with Luck. I may need to set up a couple more workups. So the trouble is, it is now a fire type capable of firing off some very powerful moves. And instead it chooses to go for Headbutt, which gets a crit, because of course it does. I think I might be in range of a Solar Blade now. But please tank it. It's not going to. Crap. That was just stupid of me. I should have gone for Roost beforehand. I don't even know if I can win this now. Tacky, you're up. Oh, this is actually terrifying, and I should have found a way to approach this more safely. We're about to eat a massive weather ball, aren't we? Yep. I think this is a wipe, guys. Yay! Okay, the sun faded. Maybe we can pull this out. Oh, except, no, we definitely can't, because the Lurantis can use its power herb solar blade. Yeah, this is a light. I don't even know how we would have avoided that. I literally don't see a way around that, and I'm not just talking about in this situation, I don't see a way around that in this run. Guys, I think we may have just lost the run. Because the best option I see right here is to fire off Baby Doll Eyes into Lurantis. But even then, I think I don't see a way to make this happen. Guys, we have just lost attempt number 2. Obviously, we are still technically alive, but, like, we're not going to win this matchup. Just finish it. That burned, it would not pull it out for us. Yeah, we've lost. I just didn't want to deal with the slow animation. Okay. The frustrating thing is, I think there was a way that we could have won that if I had been smarter and used Roost that turn. When I was at risk of being put in range of Solar Blade. Alright, well, back to square one. We might take a couple of days off from this game, just because I want to do some rerouting and really look into the early game there to see if there's a way to beat that Lurantis reliably. Because if there's not, it might not be worth it to try again. And I don't want to just be throwing myself at a run that I can't win. It probably would have been better to lead with compression. You know what? We're gonna test something out real quick for science. This is obviously not legal, and this won't count as winning. We're still going to restart if it is possible. If it's possible to win, we'll restart with this. I'm just going to lead in with compression and see what happens if I just fire off. I wasn't pressing fast enough because it was on speed up mode. I just want to see what happens if I just fire off 2 acrobatics. To a weather ball. Okay, people. That's it for tonight. We're probably going to do something different on Friday just because I need to look into whether this is actually feasible. I need to do some testing and some checking. There might be at least 1 or 2 options that we haven't looked into that we probably should have. For example... get a focus sash. Huh. What about a Rindo berry? Where do we pick up those in some? Nope, again, Pony Island. Yeah, I need to do some checking to see if there's actually a way to reliably beat this Lurantis. I massively underestimated this thing, and there's a chance that this run just can't get through this. Just can't get through it reliably. So yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do next time. We'll figure it out, but... Thanks everyone for hanging out. It's a pity how it went, but sometimes that happens. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see you next time. Later, folks.